Hey everybody, welcome. Quite recently, I played and reviewed a really fun cooperative science fiction game called The Captain is Dead, designed by J.T. Smith and Joe Price and published by The Game Crafter. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a really good review, and it deservedly so. And J.T. Smith, one of the designers, was kind enough to send along to me a preview copy, an advance copy, of the new expansion for The Captain is Dead. It is called Episode 2, Adrift. It is going to go on sale soon, and I've had an opportunity to give it quite a good run through. Rather than go through the specific turn mechanics and turn structure for this, it's not changed a lot, so I would recommend, if you're not familiar with The Captain is Dead, to go back and watch my original review of the base game. What I'll be doing in this video is focusing on the new features included with this little expansion, some of the new cards, some of the tweaks that make this a more unique experience. So before the rest of the ship blows up around us, let's get to the table and have a look at The Captain is Dead, Episode 2, Adrift. Okay, so first off, what do you get with Adrift, the new expansion? Well, first of all, everything comes in this little deck box here, and the heart of the expansion is new cards. And among those new cards, what you're getting is a brand new complete alert deck with all new yellow, orange, and red alerts, and they are denoted by the little asteroid symbol down in the bottom right-hand corner of the cards. There are two all-new exclusive and quite powerful battle plans for exclusive use in the Adrift expansion. You've got a little instruction book that just describes some of the differences between the base game and what's going to be happening in the new expansion. It outlines some of the new victory conditions, etc. Also, and these are very cool, these are all new veteran skills that will be dealt randomly to each player in the game, and these veteran skills give each character in the game new special abilities, additional actions, etc. And also, in a little Ziploc baggie, you're going to be getting these damage tokens, and they're shaped like little asteroids. Cute. But yeah, we'll discuss how these all work together in the new expansion. I'd like to zero in and just highlight these new veteran skill cards that come with the expansion, because they're a new feature that I really loved, that I really enjoyed. The idea is that your heroes have already survived and come through their initial trial in episode 1, and they've gained experience now, experience that's going to help them in their future endeavors. And they're all chock full of good stuff, like there's a maintenance veteran skill that'll allow you to remove damage tokens that are going to be popping up in your game. There's a new sort of incremental damage system with the expansion. TAC Commander, where whichever character possesses this veteran skill can use tactical or command skills interchangeably. It really makes for some new cool variety. In addition, there's also Science Engineer, where engineering and science skills, same thing, they're interchangeable. Acting Captain, it allows you to draw battle plans from any location, but drawing them outside the war room costs an extra action, but the big deal is start the game with 3 random battle plans, so that gives you some help right off the bat. An extra action per turn, additional skills from the skill deck, just all kinds of cool stuff. There's a skill that when you spend 2 or more skill cards, that second skill card can be wild. It can count for anything. I really love the new variety that these bring to the game. Now, the directions tell you to deal these out randomly to each player that's playing the game, and then have them select a character that most closely matches up to their special veteran skill. But we found a lot of enjoyment by doing the opposite, letting players select their character and then dealing these out randomly. And what you get is what you get. You have to make do with it. But these are just a really nice addition to the basic gameplay that I really enjoyed. Now there's one big change to the initial startup conditions for Episode 2, and in addition to having the veteran skills that will be given to each player, and also in addition to having to draw 5 initial starting alert cards to deal initial damage to your ship, also this game throws you into the fire right off the bat. There is a cadre of stowaway alien invaders that have boarded your ship. There will be 1 alien invader in each compartment of your ship, including the hallways. So before play even begins, you've got your work cut out for you. Pretty much before you can do anything, you have to start killing off these alien intruders. And unlike Episode 1, where the aliens were pretty much just there to block up the works, cause you to have to stop doing what you were doing to kill invaders before you could repair systems, now they're going to be actively sabotaging systems as the game progresses. I'll explain about that a little bit more in a moment. Now let's take a closer look at our alert deck. How it's different from the original alert deck with Episode 1, and some of the new things that you can expect to find. Now, mechanically, the alert deck is going to work exactly the same as the original alert deck, with your yellow alerts progressing to orange alerts, which are worse, and then finally ending in red alerts, which are horribly brutal. But these, rather than alien attacks, many of them are going to be incoming asteroids that are going to deal damage to different systems in your ship, often multiple systems, injuring characters, etc. Now, these asteroids can be dodged. Now, in the original game, most of the bad stuff that could befall your ship could be overridden using command skills, but it's a little bit different now. Now your ability to override these bad effects resulting from asteroid strikes, the way to override that has a slightly different mechanic. Now your ability to dodge these asteroids is directly related to the condition of your jump core. Now, depending on what level that your jump core is at, what state of repair it's in, will directly relate to how many command skills it will cost you to be able to dodge the incoming asteroid. And often these asteroids may deal simply a damage token to a system, which will not disable it, but will bring it closer to knocking it offline. We'll look at those more in a moment. Also included are all new anomalies. Anomalies are things that happen that the effects will be ongoing until you've been able to research them in the science lab. Also, I should have had them ready. There are new alien probes. These are different from the alien ships that would show up to attack you in the original game. What these alien probes do is they seek you out, attach themselves to your ship. And if you get 2 of these alien probes attached to your ship, that's it, game over. You've become overwhelmed. These alien probes can be shot down with torpedoes. Also, the asteroids flying at you can also be shot down with torpedoes if you're not able to dodge them with your engines. Okay, so what's the deal with our little asteroid-shaped damage tokens here? Well, let's have a look. In the normal game, and with the new alert deck as well, often systems are simply knocked offline, requiring you to spend skills and actions to repair them, or just outright destroyed, costing you even more skills and actions to do a complete reinstall of the system. But with Adrift, oftentimes the asteroids will strike a particular system and tell you to deal a damage token. Now what happens is, you deal a damage token, the system is still operational just like before, but these damage tokens, they're going to accumulate. And once you have 3 damage tokens on any system, that's going to knock the system offline. Now, how does this play in to our alien stowaways here? Well, as in the base game, they're there to clog things up and make using actions more difficult until you kill the aliens off. But in addition to that, any system that already has a damage token assigned to it, at the beginning of each player turn, any alien in the room where that system is will also sabotage that system, adding yet another damage token to it, rendering the system offline. So those damage tokens offer kind of a cool little incremental damage system, but they will pile up quickly if you don't stay on top of it. And there's no way, once you have a damage token on a system, there's no way to have it removed unless you have a maintenance special ability in your veteran skill. Oh gosh, it just occurred to me. In my intro to this review, I forgot to describe the whole premise of this expansion. In episode 1, you were suddenly in hostile alien space, your ship was under attack by hostile aliens, and you and your intrepid surviving crewmates were able to repair the jump core and warp away and avoid disaster. But you've gone from the frying pan into the fire. You've warped into an asteroid field, and you've been struck by asteroids, and your jump core is damaged again. And now the challenge is getting out of this asteroid field. Meanwhile, those same aliens are still kind of hanging around to make your life miserable. And there's an extra victory condition here. In addition to repairing the jump core and warping out of danger as you did before, now you can also completely make your way through that alert deck, and if you make it all the way to the end, and somehow by some miracle you've managed to keep your ship intact, you have successfully drifted through the asteroid field and come out on the other side safe. So, Adrift, The Captain is Dead, Episode 2. I'm going to not beat around the bush. This is a really good expansion. J.T. Smith and Joe Price have really added something to the game here. Now, with this expansion, the way turns are played out, the way the game is structured, is exactly the same. So for you players who are familiar with The Captain is Dead, who are familiar with the gameplay, you're going to pick this expansion up and just start playing just like slipping on a comfortable pair of tennis shoes. So, you know, that's good news. And more good news is that the game feels different enough with the introduction of the asteroid field. It's kind of tweaked things just enough that the game has a really different feel to it. It really does feel like an episode 2. And I gotta be honest, I love, love, love these veteran skill cards that you're now attaching to each of the characters in play. As if there weren't enough variety already with the base game, now you feel like you're truly personalizing or giving a specific personality to each one of the characters in the game. This was a great idea. I really like these. Now, in the instructions for the expansion, it warns you against trying to use these veteran skills in the base version of the game, claiming it will upset the balance. I don't know. I played around with them a little bit with the base expansion, and I still found the game plenty challenging. I don't know. Maybe if I had done it repeated times with the base game with these cards, I would have found different. But yeah, I love these. This is a really good expansion. If you can't tell, I really had a good time with it. It really adds a fresh take on the science fiction theme, a really fresh take on the original premise of The Captain is Dead. I loved it. So, little heads up information. JT, the designer, told me that this expansion is going to go on sale initially for a limited time for a price of $10. Now, if you were an original Kickstarter of The Captain is Dead, or if you bought the base game for the regular retail price on the Game Crafter's website, $10 is a no-brainer to me for this expansion. You really do get a lot more content with it. Also, just to kind of throw it in there, for the duration of the initial sale of this expansion, there will also be some sort of discount on the original The Captain is Dead base game. So, you do need the base game in order to play this expansion. Now, I do have to throw this in here. If you watched my original review of The Captain is Dead, my initial concerns about replayability are still there. You're not mixing in any of the previous cards from the base set. It's a whole new alert deck. Same concerns apply. Practice will make perfect. Familiarity with the alert deck will mean that the surprises won't come quite as often as if this game hits your table too much. But those were all minor concerns. One little wish list item as opposed to a critique. You got that beautiful, great deck of alert cards from the base game. Would have been nice if maybe some optional rule for mixing some number of randomly shuffled cards from the base game alert deck could be included in here, just to kind of mix it up a little bit, kind of cut down on the predictability of the cards. But again, that's a minor concern because as long as this game's not hitting your table 3 times a day, replayability is not going to be an issue. I think you can still adjust the beginning game difficulty, the beginning condition of the warp core. You can still mix up those characters any way you want, mix up those veteran skill cards, which I love so much, any way you want. Yeah, I'm going to give this expansion a thumbs up. It's exactly what a good expansion ought to be. It adds to the game. you know, it really does add to the game. So if you're a fan of The Captain is Dead, picking this up, especially at the initial offering price, is really a no-brainer. So yeah, that's it for episode 2, Adrift, the expansion for The Captain is Dead. JT, thank you for sending this along and giving me an opportunity to preview it. I really had a good time with it. And if you'd like to see more of my reviews and playthroughs, I hope you'll head to my YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button. And in the meantime, happy gaming.